Alright, here it is, another video. I got 30 mixed freight behind this thing. I would pull more, but when I slow down, the rolling stock continues to travel in some parts of the track, causing a derailment from all the weight. More than half of my rolling stock has metal wheels on it. I've been slowly converting them over, so they don't have too much drag. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a couple cars that have a little bit of drag. The wheels don't spin so freely, and I'll put that on the ass end of the consist to counteract that. So when I do slow down, there's a little bit of drag on the back end, so the cars don't run into one another. But I didn't do that here. I think 30 or 31 cars on here. We're just gonna do a little test run. I've already ran it up the hill with 35 cars on it, but when I was coming down the hill, I had an issue because when I slowed the train down, the rest of it didn't want to slow down because they don't have any brakes. But anyway, there you go. I'm at let's see, 5.5, 6 volts, a half an amp of current, maybe just a tick over half an amp. There's a lot of weight in this train, so it's not going to get a lot of wheel slippage. I am going to take some of it out. I don't need all that weight. I melted down some lead weight from what you use to balance automotive tires. I work next to a shop, and the guy lets me take whatever I want. So I heated them up with a torch, melted them. They're basically shaped like a T. There's a long rod, long section that goes 3/4 of the length of the shell, and then right in the middle of it there is a big chunk that basically rests on the chassis frame to try to counteract the fact that it has a lot of weight. I'll actually slow this down. So the weight goes from here to here, from motor to motor, and slightly over each motor. And then right in the center of it, there's about maybe 3/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit thicker chunk of lead that's sitting right above the frame, the lowest point I could get without it touching the frame. If all the weight was here, it would make it top heavy, and the thing would just tip over. There's a lot of weight in there, probably too much. The train would go a hell of a lot faster if I took some of it out, but I don't think I want to. I don't know if I want to do that. But anyway, let's go around the track here and we'll test this thing out. We might as well try to pull it up the hill and see if, I know it'll go up the hill. Let's see if we can make it down the hill, go slow enough without causing a big derailment. Because this railroad does not have any regulations on, brakes. We deregulated everything in this country, so when there's an accident, the trains just keep rolling into one another. Well, this is the same case. So we're going to go really slow. I got a little bit of wheel slippage right there. These are the original River Rossi tires that are on there. I'm purposely going up slow so I can zoom in and we can see what's going on there. It actually looks really cool climbing like that, where one set of drivers has a little bit more traction than the other. There's 5 traction tires on this thing. Oh, excuse me, 4 total. 2 on the rear set of drivers and 2 on the front 3. One of the wheels on the tender is squeaking a little bit. I don't know what that's all about. Alright. I don't want you to think the train is not struggling. That's me keeping the voltage down to 6 volts so I don't pick up too much speed and come crashing down the hill. I don't want to crash. I don't want to get up off my ass and re-rail these cars, so I want to take it really easy. Once you pull more than 25 cars, I always have this problem. As you can see, that grade is really steep. It's way more than 3%, so. We made it around though. There's the Hiawatha in the background. It's got some low speed. I am at 3.5 volts right now. And just under 1/4 of an amp, probably because the weight of the train is, the locomotive is being pushed by the, what's behind it? Oh, there we go. See, there's a derail. That train doesn't have any weight behind it. See what I'm saying? That happened just from stopping, going, and then stopping again. Let's fix this. Yeah, anyway. Down there. I don't know what you're seeing. I mean, nothing. Just give me a second. Excuse my French. That's why this channel is for adults only. Okay, so yeah, I managed to lose the rest of it too. So that's what happens when I come down the hill. It's just a lot of these cars are cheap. Some of them don't have enough weight in them. Some of them have too much weight. So that's what happens. So anyway, I cleared off the cars off the track. I'm not going to put any more than that. So I just want to show you what it's doing. Right now there's about 20 on there. And this train can just pull them so easily. Even the 35 cars on there, it pulled them. I unhitched here. It pulled them really easily, even up the hill. It didn't struggle at all, but it's too much of an incline coming down, so it derails. Now, if I had gone up the hill on the steeper end and then came down the hill, it wouldn't be so bad. But I like running the trains in this direction. She's pretty quiet. She still needs some body work. And I gotta file the rear windows out. Right now they look like, you know, the windows in the Flintstones house. The side windows are perfect. It's the back windows I cut by hand. So they have to be filed. I mean, this thing absolutely screws now. Well, last night it had full throttle. It was up. Damn it. That's not good. What's happening? Obviously I got a bad coupler. Alright, we're gonna do a little, what's the word? I don't know what the word is. I'm overtired. I'm gonna go pick that up. Everything that I've got here, every single thing except for a few pieces of track is used. I bought broken. Even these crappy Bachman switches, a lot of those were garbage. I had to fix the points on them, file them down so they meet correctly. This one here sticks a little bit because I spilled some oil on it accidentally, and it's going to be cleaned out with alcohol. Let's see if we can get up to the hill without pulling that coupler apart. All the houses are homemade. Oh, I did it again, son of a bitch. Obviously the coupler on that train is no good on that car. Try one more time. So after the modifications that I did today after work, she runs 100 times better. A little bit of tweaking here, shimming. I swapped the motor out. I don't think the RPMs were up to snuff. I'm gonna back out and get out of that hill. Oh, dead spot. Alright, let's go forward. Excuse me. Yep. Alright, which coupling is bad? What do you think? Which train do you think has a bad couple? The one with the doors open? Or the one that we're locking it onto? If we can get it around here, we'll fix it. I never had that problem with any of the brown boxcars. I never had a problem with it uncoupling. Usually that happens with the crappy Bachman. It's really weird because I pulled 35 cars and this is 5 deep in, and it's uncoupling. So let's see what's going on here. Alright, I'm gonna pause the video for a minute. I'll be right back. I removed that cup. The height of the coupler is questionable, so I removed it. We'll see if the rest of them disconnect, and then we'll call it a day. Some of these cars, they all came from different places, and everybody has a different way of adjusting the heights of the couplers. So some of them don't meet. They're not to specs. So you hit a little dip in the track, it goes up and down, and the couple disengage. Alright, so that fixed that problem. We'll try to go right back up that hill again. Let's get a little fan on there. Purposely come to a dead stop. Zoom in. I'm going to see what kind of whale slippage we get to get going. Hopefully we'll get a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Actually, I might leave the old Riverossi tires on there. The black rubber tires have a lot of traction, and I actually like that the drivers get knocked out of sync, that you get a little slippage, a little wheel slip. My S1 has very little. I mean, I gotta pull 50 cars before the wheels will slip on that thing. So this one here, I think I want a little bit of wheel slippage. If that's even a word. All right, she's draining less than a quarter of an amp. Excuse me for the surroundings. I'm in an attic right now. It's the only place in the house that I could take over. Hey, Scruffy. There's my cat, Scruffy. He's got a defective leg. So he's a three-legged cat that I kidnapped. He was feral, and I took him in. Took about 2 years of being his friend before he would even let me pet him. Now he's my best buddy. Right, Scruff? He normally doesn't come in here except for when he hears the birds out the window over by the air conditioner. He comes in here. He doesn't, for a three-legged cat, he doesn't really knock anything over. He's very, very respectful. Right, Scruff? There we go. So I'm very happy with that. Let me know what you think. Still got some detail that we have to do. We have to put the bottom of the firebox. Needs to be put in. I cut these windows in. That's a recess right there. I believe that is so they could climb up. And there's another one right here. You see it? So this is a piece of Lexan on top of the shell. And I sanded this down and feathered the edge. There's going to be a handrail that goes across that. And this is where your feet would go, I believe. And then you'd step into this, and then around that, grab a hold of the handrail. Just still got need some body work. I sprayed it with gloss and then wet sanded it. And I did that so I could see all the imperfections. And there's a lot of them. So she's got a lot, needs a lot of work before she's going to be ready for the final paint. That light needs to be brought in. It looks like a nose on a dog. It's sticking out way too far. I did it like at 1 in the morning. Green lights need to be put in there. And somewhere along the line there's going to be number boards. I don't even know if that train had number boards. It was a prototype. They only made one of this model with the round nose. Now the front has the boiler. You can see the detail on that. That is actually a boiler from a Riverossi train. I cut all the way around it and sanded the crap out of it so it would barely be even noticeable. I mean, I sanded the crap out of it. There used to be a hole for a light or something in there. I filled it. So the stairs, I did a horrible job cutting. I did file some of them out. They need to be filed. Some more detail needs to go on the bottom here. There's like a little ledge foot thing that pops out. I might not even put it there because it'll probably just get broken off. So that's that. Let's just take off real slow, see if we can go here. She's not bad. Feel free to comment. I I love the feedback. Unfortunately, I don't normally like trains that have the motor in the cab like that. The S1, the cab motor is pushed forward a little bit. This particular motor, this particular setup, the motor has to be where it is, unfortunately. The only way for me to have done that was to flip-flop the drivetrain and have the geared axle in the front, and then have the motor sitting right here. I contemplated doing that. It was too much work, so I didn't. So I'll just live with it being in the, I'm not going to put DCC in there or anything, so I really don't need the detail. I'll just paint the damn thing black. But the shell needs to be fastened down. There are 2 holes underneath the chassis that go here and here, with tabs that are inside the shell where it will screw down. I'll show them in another video when the thing's all painted and ready to go. I lost a little bit of the hood that overhangs. I wasn't paying attention and I cracked a piece of it. I hit it too hard with the belt sander and it broke. So I don't know if I'm gonna add a section or just leave well enough alone. I really don't think it matters too much. I'm not a river towner. If I was, I wouldn't be building my own trains. So anyway, thanks for watching. And we'll see you again. Have a good one. Leave a comment.